Okay, we should be live. Yeah, we're live. Fucking A, let's go. Fantastic. Okay, so the new advent of code puzzles have dropped, and we should be able to do the first one today. The first one should be fairly straightforward, fairly simple. This is gonna be relatively a short stream. I think let's just do edit command. What's today's date right now? Um, okay, so that's 2020 problem one. That's not what we're doing anymore. We are doing 2021 because we live in the present now, which is nice. Um, let's see. All right, let's just jump back in. We will solve these, and whenever we get extra time, most likely on the weekends, like in the coming weekend, I'm pretty sure I'll have um, I expect to be somewhat more free than usual. So in the coming weekend, actually, we will try and solve and complete 2020 as well. We may not actually be able to complete 2020 completely. We might be able to do it somewhat, right? So let's see, but we will do what we can. But for now, I am just going to do 2021 day one. If time permits, we might try and solve 2020 day 22. Yeah, it's getting really confusing to follow this, but yeah. If time permits, I will try and do day 22 of last year. Yeah, so if not, like, I'll just go ahead and do this year. Try, day one, that's the only one that is dropped, and we will continue this every single day, unless something IRL comes up, in which case I'll probably skip a day or something like that. But as usual, it's on my Discord. That's where I post updates when I go live. So yeah. Mm, that said, let's just update this thing, right? So edit command today solving advent of code 2021 problem number one, right? um that's that, and yeah, we should see that updated. Fantastic. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, so let's go and actually solve this one. So for this, I will open IntelliJ. um I think we will create a new repository, a fresh repository, in order to push this to. Yeah, we'll do all of that today. We will set this up correctly. Let's do that. So I think this will open the existing project though. Oh yeah, I forgot about the music completely. Let's just go to this tab. I'll use a soft murmur this time instead of rainy mood. I think that one's better. Softmurmur.com. Okay. Mixes. I hope that's not like way too loud or something. Yeah, I think that should be perfect. Yeah. If the music audio is like too loud or too soft, do let me know. Yo, Time Lord, what's up? Man, I'm so tired. What happened? Long day at work? Or what? Going to party and leaving work for nighttime might sound good in theory. Oh, you guys have like some sort of year-end party or something like that happening right now? That's usually like, I don't know if that's like the timeline that you guys have with this. Wait, let me just move this to a different workspace. I hope I'm not dropping frames. Yeah, I don't think I'm dropping frames yet. No, I went out with friends. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. I see what you did. Okay, you went for a party and you left work for nighttime. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that sounds good in theory either, to be honest. It sounds good in the moment. That's all. It just sounds good in the moment because it's sort of like, what? Yeah, haha, fuck it. I'll do this later. Like, but nah, that's not what happens. Um, let's just close this project for now, or maybe we can leave this open. I'll just create a new project. Ba, 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 ba. I don't remember any of the steps. I think, yeah. So Kotlin JVM definitely. Um, Wait. Do I create a Kotlin project or do I do a Kotlin JVM? I think Kotlin JVM is what I do. Yeah, I'll create a Java project with a Kotlin JVM. Yeah, Azul 13, Azul Zulu community version. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Um, I'm writing an autofix and deep source autofixed an issue in my autofix PR. I love this product. That sounds good. uh, what is Azul Zulu? Is this the code name for OpenJDK, Azul Platform Prime, formerly Zing? What are these names? I've never seen this before in my fucking life, man. What the hell is this? What is this? Azul. .com. What is this? Meet or exceed Oracle? Nice. Dropping Oracle and turning to Azul. These guys are not mincing words here. Like, they're like straight up, like, yeah, we are better than Oracle. They're just saying it. They're not beating around the bush, Product X. They aren't doing any of that nonsense. Fun, okay. Number one supported build of OpenJDK. That's beautiful. Yeah, see, we actually need more platforms, like more companies doing this sort of stuff, where you take like open source software, offer corporate support for it, and market it. It's an easy business. Like it's just something which you can just set up, and companies are happy as well, and developers are happy because you get to use some software that's not like a proprietary closed source piece of crap, and it's actually like open source, has good documentation, community support, and all of that stuff as well. But you also get the sort of like corporate support that you expect from like an actual normal like proprietary product. So that's pretty good. Use library Kotlin Java runtime 2. I don't even know what that means. Why is there a 2? Sure, whatever. I'm not gonna think about it. um That's the whole game plan. Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Like, I don't understand why more companies don't do this. Like, why do other companies kind of take these stupid, like, they do a lot of this really really dumb crap. I have no idea why. New folder, so advent of code 2021. Okay, advent of code 2021, fantastic. And more settings, yeah, that's fine. Idea directory based. All right, and let's click finish. Yeah, so yeah, this is gonna get confusing because both of them start with advent of code, but yeah, it's fine. I don't care. Close. Okay, so we just start with this. I don't think we have any test directory. I think like once we start, we'll be able to see something, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create something called common utils, which we can actually like use in general for everything. Actually, it's not going to be a class, it's just going to be a Kotlin file, and it'll have some top level methods, right? So the very first thing I think we need is one of the things that we had done from last time. I think I'm just going to copy paste that in. So advent of code 2020. Can I find my GitHub repository? Switch to tab. There we go. I don't know why it's open in its own window. That's fucking weird. So if we go into source, I think it was called common something only. Yeah, common.kt. I just called it common, but I think common utils is a better name because like we don't actually have to give a crap about what we name the file itself, because there's gonna be like a top level thing, right? So yeah, so it's gonna be read file and process, which is gonna take a file path, and yeah, there we go. So I kind of want both these things. So let me just copy that and let me paste that here. And of course, it's gonna freak out over file, and let's just import that. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So yeah, I think like as long as we have this, we can actually go ahead and do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah, all right. So This thing is just a thing that takes a file path and it takes a transformation function and it runs the transformation function over every line in that file. So it opens the file and it calls use lines. So it gets every. I think sequence is a line. Yeah. I should have just called it line. I don't know why it called it sequence. Sequence? Sequence is a stupid name for this. Wait, what? Oh, it's a sequence of string. Oh, okay. So it gets the sequence. Okay, so the sequence itself is like it's a thing that Kotlin has for being able to lazily evaluate streams, right? So lazy evaluation of streams is done through sequence. But if you just take a list of something and you call dot map or dot filter or whatever, it's not lazy evaluation. It's actually eager. So it actually runs the entire, like it runs a map across all the elements at the same time. So that's not exactly what we want. We want a sequence because since we're reading from a file, the file may be lots of lines long, right? So we just do this, we do a dot map and then finally a dot to list. So that's all. It just converts it into a list based on a transformation function. But at the same time, the transformation function may not actually sort of map it into anything at all. So in some cases, like it might just like we might just print out something and we don't really care about mapping it into a list. So yeah, that's also doable. So that's fine. We can just ignore the return value from it. So yeah, so it's very useful. We're gonna use that for a bunch of the stuff, including potentially the first thing that we need to do. All right, cool. Let's read. By the way, did you solve this already? Otherwise, it's like spoilers for you. I know that you usually solve these as well. So okay. Day one, sonar sweep. Okay. You're minding your own business on a ship at sea. When the overboard alarm goes off, you rush to see if you can help. Apparently, one of the elves tripped and accidentally you solved it. Okay, that's good. Send the sleigh keys flying into the ocean. Before you know it, you're inside a submarine. The elves keep ready for situations like this. It's covered in Christmas lights because, of course, it is. And it even has an experimental antenna that should be able to track the keys if you can boost its signal strength high enough. There's a little meter that indicates the antenna's signal strength by displaying 0 to 50 stars. Alright. Your instincts tell you that in order to save. Oh, okay. So all of this isn't related to the first puzzle at all. Okay, I should have just skipped that part. Okay, you need to get all 50 stars by December 25th. Alright. That's. Okay. Yeah. Odd story this time. It's always an odd story. It's a little bit odder than usual. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day in the advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck. Okay. Submarine drops below the surface of the ocean. It automatically performs a sonar sweep of the nearby sea floor on a small screen. The sonar sweep report, your puzzle input, appears. Each line is a measurement of the sea floor depth as the sweep looks further and further away from the submarine. So it's sort of like the nearest one to the furthest one, it's the depth, right? So this is like 199 meters deep in front of you, and then it sweeps a little bit further outwards and it gets 200 meters and so on, right? So yeah, it goes, yeah, okay, cool. So the first order of business is to figure out how quickly the depth increases. Just so you know what you're dealing with, you never know if the keys will get carried into deeper water by an ocean current or a fish or something. To do this, count the number of times a depth measurement increases from the previous measurement. There's no measurement before the first one. Okay, so the first one doesn't really care. There's okay. It's a little bit simpler than what I expected, even for the first problem. Is the first problem always like this? It's a bit too easy. Anyway, we'll do this properly. Um, so get your puzzle input, right? So um that's the first one. Um, okay. So yeah, I think so. This is the actual puzzle input, right? So let's just save that as day one dot input. We'll put that in Advent of Code 2021 source. I think we don't have a resources folder. We usually do, but I forgot how you create one. Well, fuck. How do you normally do it? By the way, did we have packages when we were looking at 2020? 2020 source main Kotlin. Yeah, we didn't really have like packages. We just put it in source main Kotlin, right? Is this in the same kind of folder this time? If you look at 2021, the source and okay, so it's directly in the source folder. There's no main Kotlin. Okay, I don't know if that changes things. It might. Um, let's see. So source new resource bundle. No, that's not what it is. Package info.java. I don't even know how I did this last time. Was that just the default setting? Okay, so we can sort of put this unmark as sources root, generated sources root, resources root, test resources root. Okay, so we can mark a folder. We can just create a folder inside this and we can. Okay, so how do I create a folder? Being stupid. Mm, package, but package is different. Packages are, well, packages. File, new. There's no folder option at all. Package, sure. Let's call that main. Or let's just call that resources. I don't think I care about. So mark directory as exclude. Okay. Is that because, wait, what did we do in 2020? Source. Oh, I see. I see. So it was more because the structure was completely different. Kotlin was where it was marked as um, sort of a source root, right? Unmarked as sources root. Ah, that's why. That's why. Okay. So maybe let's just go simple, right? We'll just create a directory here. We'll call it resources. Um, and we will put inside here new. No, let's just mark this as a resources root, right? So I'll put this file. Let's call this day01.input. Okay, and up. That's not what I wanted to save it as. Okay, let's rename it then. Refactor rename. Let's call it test underscore day01.input. And we'll call the other one as day01.input and we'll just save that inside resources day01.input. Cool. So we have a day01.input here and a test underscore day01.input, which we will put this stuff inside and we will use both of them from the test folder. So new, let's call it new directory or module, no, directory tst. Okay, let's mark this as the test root, test sources root. There we go. So if I do this and I generate a test from here, create new test, JUnit 4 fix. Okay, and let it just get JUnit 4 class name, blah blah blah, common utils, destination package, default. Okay, yeah, that's fine, but would it go into the, okay, would it go into TST? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It does automatically go into that, so I don't have to worry about it. So anyway, I'm not gonna write tests for this one. That's fine because we already know how this works. Let's delete you. Yeah, sure. So at this point, okay, so let's create a new Kotlin class. Let's call it day01, right? Yep. So day one, right? Okay. So Control Shift T, create new test. Let's call that day01 test, and let's click OK. All right, and so at this point, late init var day01 solver. Okay. Oh no. So oh my god, I completely went Java over there for a second. All right. So let's do a setup function JUnit 4. Let's call solver equals day01 and we need to at the very least pass it a file name, like a test file name, right? So yeah, so common utils, let's create a constant as well. So constant val test equals test underscore, right? Test prefix. Or maybe should I just put that as like a extension function? I think I can do that, right? So string wait. How do you do an extension property actually? Extensions functions resolved statically, nullable receiver extension properties. Okay, so it's just val. Alright, so val string dot can I call it test? Yeah. Equals test plus underscore plus this, right? What's your problem? Cool. Awesome. Beautiful. Kind of want to do the dot input part as well, but it's fine. Screw it, right? So because this kind of gives us a very nice way of thinking about it in terms of tests, right? So we can just do it this way, right? I can just write it as day01.input dot test, right? And I think like we do have to give the path, because last time I seem to recall that in the tests we did have to give the path, file name, test resources, test, yeah, source test resources. But I think at this point it's just, since it's there inside resources directly, we might just have to give resources plus, right? So I'm just thinking, can I do, I'll just call it test and prod, I guess, two prefixes, right? So resources slash test underscore this dot input, okay, and val string dot prod string get equals resources slash this dot input, right? Beautiful. So if I do it this way, I think I can just write it as day01 dot test, right? So let's add that as a parameter to the constructor. Let's call it file name, of course. File name, let's refactor that. All right, cool, let's go. All right, so this is the thing, right? Yeah, I'm confused. Last time we didn't actually do it in a setup function, did we? Yeah, there was no setup function. Fuck me. Okay, so we didn't do this in a setup function. We will actually do this in the real thing. Okay, so let's just create a test function, right? JNode4. Let's call this. All right. So what is our initial thing, right? 7 measurements, right? So given test input, we see 7 increases of depth, right? Given test input, we see 7 increases of depth, right? So that's essentially the test. So solver equals day01 with the file name of day01 dot test, right? This is so cool. Like, look at this. Look at how cool I can make this. Like, this is literally the thing. The thing. So cool. So damn cool. Anyway. All right. So now we need to do assert equals 7 is the expected value, and the actual is going to be solver dot number of depth increases, right? So let's just create a member property. Let's make that a val. Let's make that an int. equals to do. All right, so let's do that, and we run the test, and of course the test will fail. But that's just to verify that everything so far has actually worked the way we expect it to. Right? Beautiful. Yeah. So, okay, cool. So the test is failing with the not implemented error, which is exactly what we expect. Fantastic. Um, right. So let's create an init block, right? And what we need is actually a val what's it, depths equals list of int, or list of int, right? And of course we need to initialize this by writing depths equals read file and process with the file name, and the lambda function that we give will basically just be 8.2 integer, I guess. I don't know if this is the thing. Passes the string as an int number. Fantastic. All right, what's your problem? Must be initialized to be abstract. But I have it in the init block. Huh? Move to constructor parameters. I have it being set in the init block. What's your problem? Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I did this for the other days as well, right? Like input. Yeah. Mm, but wait. Maybe it's just screwing up because. Wait. Let's just run the test. Build. What? Did something change in the Kotlin version in between? What Kotlin version am I running on now? IML, Kotlin, Java Runtime. Wait, was this a Gradle project? Oh, this was a Gradle project. I should have created this as a Gradle project. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, I should have created this as a Gradle project. Um, what is happening? Idea, code styles, libraries, Kotlin, Java Runtime 2. It uses the bundled Kotlin library. Should we start fresh? Should we create a separate project? Should we just like nuke all of this? I'd feel bad. It's okay. I feel like most of the actual stuff that we need is present inside this file. Uh, Let me just save that for now. Yeah, growing pains, growing pains. We're gonna have this problem initially. Um, let's just close this project. Let's wipe that off the file workspace. Kotlin, just shift delete this. Poof, it's gone. File, new project, Gradle, not Java. I want Kotlin for JVM. Next, there we go. Fantastic. Um, Browse Kotlin. Let's create a new folder. Let's call that Advent of Code 2021. That was why I had that whole folder structure and everything. I was wondering what was up because I didn't remember creating it myself. That was what was happening. There we go. Freaking fantastic. Okay, cool. I think something is wrong with the way IntelliJ tries to build it by itself, is what I'm suspecting, because that should have worked 100%. Unless something changed in Kotlin, but that's very fundamental for something to change. Like the way the init block functions, super fundamental. Or I made a very stupid mistake. Both are possible. That is also very much possible. I have no idea which though. Let's see. Did your friend respond? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, this is so cool, by the way. This thing's called One Commander. I use this instead of using Windows Explorer wherever I can. Unfortunately, you can't really get rid of Windows Explorer. Like, you can't replace it. You can with some registry hacks, but that's not something like you can sort of make it such that it opens this instead of Windows Explorer. But that's not a risk I'm willing to take right now, because Windows Explorer is kind of tied into a lot of stuff in Windows. It's unfortunate, but yeah. But I find this super cool. Like, it's actually really really good for like browsing. It has tabs. It has like multiple panes and everything. It's really cool. It's really really cool. The smart. Oh, him. Uh, no, as in I told him to contact you directly. So yeah, I did tell him about like what the what the thing is, like whatever you told me more or less. I did tell him about that, but I told him to contact you directly more or less, because I don't really see if there's I don't see any point of like going through me. So upgrade available to version 1.6.0. What does that mean? We are already on 1.6.0. Kotlin stdlib. Yeah, alright. I don't know if that changed anything. That should have been what it does by default anyway, right? I don't know how this works. Okay. Before I commit it, I'll have to remember to git ignore some stuff. I'll have to find what needs to be git ignored. I think I can more or less copy paste the git ignore though from that one. Java. Did I have a Java folder when I was doing stuff? No. Why do I have a Java folder now? Can I delete you? Delete safely, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. See? Mm, so I can't. Yeah, I can just kind of get rid of that. Give him my Telegram username. Yes. That's precisely what I did. All right. So in Kotlin, let us create new Kotlin. Let's call that common utils. And let's paste all of that stuff. Good stuff. Okay, cool. Um, resources. So in this case, it's actually not going to be like this. I think it's just going to be this dot input, but it will be src. No, so tst slash resources. Yeah, or test in this case. I didn't really test. Yeah, okay. Yeah, main slash resources slash this dot input. Okay, cool. So that gives us the file name thing pretty easily. Um, all right. Cool. So let's do that again. Let's create a new. Let's call it day 01, and let's alt insert test. Day 01 test. Let's put it on JUnit 4. Fix this. So much initial stuff. Day 01 test, superclass, something. None of that matters. Let's jump into this. All right, cool. And let us create latent var solver equals or no, latent var solver day 01, right? And yeah, okay. And now test function JUnit 4. I don't know why it asked me to choose. Given what was it? Test input. We see 7 increases in depth, right? So solver equals day 01 day 01 dot test. Okay, so let's do that. Let's add the parameter. Let's just, yeah, okay, fine name. All right, let's refactor that, and let us put assert equals, excuse me, what's happening? I think I know what's happening. There was this problem before which we have with JUnit sometimes. Sources, paths, no. Libraries. JUnit 4.1, 13.1, artifacts, global libraries, SDK, name Azul 13 project, modules, Kotlin. Oh, okay. Assert equals isn't imported. Or.junit.test is the only thing. Dot star. No. Uh, Wait. Assert equals. And. Is on assertions.kt. What the hell? Which is in Kotlin test common. Why is that not part of my build? This will make me so mad. Oh, is this what's missing? Wait, we have something that's missing from our Gradle, don't we? Or maybe that was the problem. All right. Um. Why was this designed this way? That's a good question. That's actually a good question. I don't. Um. I don't think you're wrong. Kotlin. Oh, right. That's because the Kotlin method is actually defined here. The weird thing is that they've changed stuff around. Like it's not. Fuck. A whole different language to manage build dependencies. It's yeah. So that's the thing. This is in Gradle. Actually, I was being a dumbass. I should have picked the build Gradle KTS option. I don't know if it's possible to change that now. It might be, but I don't want to create like a new project altogether if that's not possible. Actually, I could just Google that. IntelliJ switch Gradle project from Groovy to Kotlin. I don't know if that's mm, Groovy to Kotlin Gradle. Kotlin script. So it is the same language. You do have that option. I was just being an idiot. I should have selected that. I didn't really realize what I was doing at the time. But more importantly, it should be possible for me to do it in Groovy as well. The problem is I don't really understand how this is structured at all. So yeah, that's the thing. It is sad. It is sad. I was just rushing it. I shouldn't have rushed it. Um, Test implementation, Kotlin test JUnit. So this is the sure dependency handler Kotlin module version. So it takes in a module, which is basically why is that not defined for me? It's probably because of this. The plugin is that not defined here? It is defined here. Kotlin JVM version 1.6.0 that is defined here. Everything else seems to be the same except for the group. Group is org.example for some reason. Even though last time it wasn't. I don't know how you can change this. I don't know where it was set. You don't need any libraries or anything for this project. Yet your project structure is so highly dependent on this IDE. It's not dependent on the IDE, no. It would be if I had gone with the previous thing, the thing I did before this, before I did the Gradle build. So this is not actually dependent on the IDE. I can use technically any IDE I want. The problem is it is coupled to the build system, so it has to be. It has to be coupled to something. It is the structure is coupled to the build system in this case. It's sort of like it depends, right? Like your build system will define some sort of sane structure for you, right? And that's kind of what you would prefer to use for whatever you're doing. I could have just gone with the previous one, but that would mean, like, if I'd done it the previous way, it would mean that you can only run this project in IntelliJ. You can't really run it any other way. Like, or you can run it on the command line, it'll just get super complicated. This, it's just a Gradle build. The problem is, it's not, for some reason, one of the dependencies, which I thought was actually pulled in by Kotlin itself, seems to be not pulled in by Kotlin itself, which is weird. Very weird. Which is not something I expected, to be honest. Code style official, blah blah blah. Wait, is there anything else that I've missed? This is a Gradle W file. I don't think we need to change anything in these files. These files should stay the same. Yeah, settings.gradle, that's just the root project name. There's nothing else in that. External libraries, JUnit 4.3.12, annotations. Am I missing something? Okay, I seem to be missing a good number of things. Okay, so how do I add this Kotlin test annotations and the other stuff? Kotlin test, like how do I add Kotlin test to... Maybe I just need to... Yeah, maybe I just need to like add it as a dependency as such. Kotlin test, right? So if I go into how Gradle organizes this, the thing is, like, one of my goals for last year was actually to figure out how Gradle works. I never actually got around to that. I wanted to understand the build system like properly, right? Because that's really the only way you have around this kind of stuff, like debugging these kinds of problems. That's the only way you have of figuring out, like, you need to know how the build system works. Once you kind of set it up correctly, after that there is no pain at all. But there's a lot of pain to begin with. That's sort of the main problem. Like, there is no pain once you actually set it up, but initially you're gonna have a hard time, like I'm having right now. So why is JUnit on implementation? It should be on test implementation, right? Is it called test implementation? Yeah, there we go. stdlib, yeah, that's fine. Okay, JUnit should only be available on test. I don't know why the default thing had it directly. All right, and even here, like, I don't see why I have it over here. Like, I shouldn't be having JUnit available in outside of tests. Okay, with type Kotlin compile. I don't think I need any of that stuff. Yeah, because I'm not I'm not running on 1.8 anymore. I was on my previous machine. Let's see. Kotlin test, right? That was called. Maybe I just need to copy. It's possible that a Kotlin upgrade has made it such that you need to include this separately. Kotlin test common. Yeah, so these are all the modules. JUnit is what? Implementation of asserter maps the test annotations from the Kotlin test annotations common JUnit. Okay, so I probably just need this and this. Kotlin test JUnit. Okay. Gradle. Yeah, there we go. That's what I needed. Alright, and I can just use JUnit platform. Okay, so there's like a thing I can do. Interesting. I was not aware of this. Okay. And if I do that, it's downloading a bunch of stuff. What does this do actually? Use test framework JUnit, platform test framework, something, something, something. I see. Okay. I have no idea what that does. Alright, cool. Let's see. Now, hopefully, I should be able to call an assert equals. Assert equal. Pog. Okay, cool. Let's go. Alright, so 7 solver dot number of depth increases. Alright, cool. Create a member property. Let's do that. And int. Let's call an init block. Actually, yeah, this one equals to do, because we haven't actually done that, but in our init block, and we need to call this as val depths list of int. Cool. And let's call depths equals to do. This is still causing a problem. Property must be initialized to be abstract. Okay, now I'm pretty sure I did something wrong in the first place. Property must be initialized to be abstract. Kotlin shared references equals null. Did I do that last time? Did I actually set that as null last time? But if I do that, that has to be a var. Yeah, that has to be a var, right? Even if there's an init function, late init. Wait, but late init again is not what I want. Private fun part. Wait. Depths. Why was this not a problem last time? That's the weird thing. Day 21. Let's go into that. Huh? What on fuck? Okay, wait. Process, file name, and let's go to it dot to int, right? And so what does this return? List of int, which is set into depths. Bruh. Why? What the frick? Okay, something definitely changed in the recent versions of Kotlin. Has to be, right? Uh, or a proper init block, but that is an init block. Huh? What am I missing? Seriously, what am I missing? It looks the same. Literally looks the same. We don't need java.util. What in heck? Okay, so day 11 is apparently just a function. See? Read file and process. Okay, but this one is adding to a mutable set. I don't think that's the right example. If I what does one do for lines of code that just can't be covered? You don't cover them. Simple as that. Like, for example, like, you don't bother writing tests, or at least like unit tests and stuff for like UI elements and things like that. Like, there will be certain lines of code, like, for sure, which it won't make reasonable sense to write tests for them. There'll be certain very high level things where it won't make sense to write tests for them, because you can't really emulate the network not working in a specific case, but you need logic to handle that case. Do you just ignore coverage for that? it's not that you ignore the coverage, it's more like you find the boundaries of your software and you only write the code to test up to that boundary. But anything you don't write, you don't test. Simple as that. Anything you don't write, you don't test. Right? Like if you aren't writing the code yourself for it, you shouldn't be writing the test for it. And I think like what you're talking about, like if it actually needs to be tested across the boundary, you shouldn't be writing some sort of, you shouldn't be emulating anything in those cases anyway. You should be looking towards, the best case is always if you can test it in a live working environment, not necessarily production, but an actual live working environment. What people call testing in production is usually just monitoring. That's what that is. Monitoring is a totally different sort of different idea for that, but yeah, I'm getting annoyed. Um, because I'm pretty sure I did similar things. Yeah, see, I have rule map, which is being set here, and messages, which is being set here at the end of the init block, which is freaking long. So what's the problem here? I have no idea. Huh? Actually, I have no clue what's going on. Can you tell me what's going on? Should it be private? Is that the reason? But it wasn't in the other code block we wrote. Add initializer, add getter. Okay. So why is it allowing me to do this? Huh? Wait, now I'm confused. Wait, so what happens if I run the test now? No tests found for the given includes. Bruh, what? Wait. Let's do a simple thing, right? Let's do a simple thing. Right, so. Cool. Let's just do that. See if that works. Yeah, that didn't work. No test found for the given includes. Yeah, I've completely fucked this up. I don't know how. I did add the JUnit platform thing to my build.gradle. Do I have to sync Gradle? Is that not synced? Upgrade to version 1.6. Let's do that. Let's resync everything. I don't know. That didn't change anything. Let's run that test again. Bruh. What's happening? Okay, wait. Let's hit the nuclear option, right? VCS log caches, download shared indexes, file system cache, local history. Nah, I didn't restart. Background tasks are running? Yeah. I don't really think so. Nuclear option. Unexpected. Last time it didn't take nearly as long to set up stuff. I don't know what's happening this time. Something's gotten fucked up. Um, Indexing dependencies. This is 2021, right? Yeah. JUnit Jupyter? I don't even know what that is. Do we even need any of those? Kotlin, test, external libraries. Not really. We don't need half of those. I don't know what that's doing. Let's index. Maybe it's like the to-do which is causing a problem. I don't know if that causes issues. It shouldn't. Yeah. I legitimately don't have the slightest clue what's going on. It looks to be the same. Oh yeah, also there should probably be an extension function inside the tests. We aren't going to use this in prod anyway, so I should not keep this in common utils. I should probably move these out, do some sort of test resources thing, but yeah, I'll do that later. You can drag a picture-in-picture window from a corner to make it. Dude, are you serious? Like, did you not know this? Are you talking about? By the way, are you talking about like phone or are you talking about Firefox? The picture-in-picture in Firefox is like pretty obvious that you can actually just drag it to increase the size. How did you not know this? If you're talking about Android, I don't know. I think it depends on app, but I have no idea what you're talking about. So, if Firefox, yeah, I have no idea how you did not know this. This thing's been like, it's been like what, there for a year, I guess. What in heck is happening? Why can't I run the damn test? Also, why did Kotlin change? Is what it seems like. Like, if I don't do this, it doesn't compile, which is so weird. What? There is an initializer block, man. What the frick? Oh, wait a minute. Now it works. What? It's fine if it's on. Huh? How does this matter? All right, maybe we shouldn't keep it as a property. I think I'll just make that as a function. Create member function. Yes, please. To do that one, I think that should be fine. And also, I need to make all of this into tabs. Can I just tab all of you? Configure indents for Kotlin. Let's use the tab character, please. Thank you very much. Okay. Read in file with tab. Fantastic. I hate spaces. Alright, cool. There we go. Maybe now it'll fix the problem? What was going on? If this fixes the problem for some weird ass reason, I'm gonna. Okay, it didn't. Android, okay. Picture in what, by the way? Like, on what application? I think it depends on the app. Wouldn't it depend on the app? Kotlin, no test found for given includes.
No test found for given includes. Here's 3 ways it can happen and how to fix. Check that your build.gradle has a test configuration block calling the use JUnit platform.
It does.
JUnit 5 separates the API of testing from the implementation. If you're using Kotlin for your build, make sure your build.gradle.kts contains tasks.test use JUnit platform. Another way no tests for given includes can come up is if you're missing the JUnit engine dependency. Make sure that your build.gradle has test runtime only or
Is that necessary? All JUnit Jupyter engine? But I'm pretty sure I already have that. Standard on all apps. Jupyter engine, here it is. All JUnit Jupyter engine.
JUnit Jupyter engine 562 in the dependencies block. It doesn't have to be 562, just any 5 version. You can also use test compile or test implementation, but test runtime only is the most appropriate because it restricts the dependency to its needed use. If you're using Kotlin, make sure your build.gradle.kts dependencies block contains test runtime only, parens, or JUnit Jupyter engine 562. The problem of not specifying the engine dependency probably happens when developers do not realize JUnit 5 separates the API from the engine. It is
But I'm
possible
not
to use the
using
JUnit
JUnit
5
5.
API without using the JUnit 5 engine. You could use a third-party engine. Maybe you took the top hit on MVN repository, but notice there's also the engine with nearly as many hits. You need both.
Maybe
A
that's the
related problem
problem.
to no tests for given includes is that your tests may not be recognized by your IDE, such as IDEA. They also are not recognized when invoking the tests through Gradle W. You are using the wrapper, right? So your IDE doesn't offer the green triangle to run individual tests. And if you execute the test task, it completes successfully, but no tests were run. This often happens when you change from JUnit 4 to JUnit 5. JUnit 5 is backwards compatible with JUnit 4, so there is a test annotation at its original full
Oh yeah,
class
there it
name.
is. Right.
You are using the wrapper, your IDE, such as maybe you took the top hit on MVN repository, but notice there's also the engine with nearly as many hits. You need both. A related problem to no tests for given includes is that your tests may not be recognized by your IDE, such as IDEA. They also are not recognized when invoking the tests through Gradle W. You are using the wrapper, right? So your IDE doesn't offer the green triangle to run individual tests. And if you execute the test task, it completes successfully, but no tests were run. This often happens when you change from JUnit 4 to JUnit 5. JUnit 5 is backwards compatible with JUnit 4, so there is a test annotation at its original full class name of org.junit.test. Your test annotation should come from org.junit.jupyter.api.test. Note that the code will compile with the JUnit 4 class name. It just won't run the tests. Change that import.
Okay, I mean, sure, I guess, but wait. Maybe that's the problem. Like, it just, due to that annotation tries to use JUnit 5, potentially. I was right. I was right. What the fuck? Okay, I was right. That's so weird. All right, okay. I just hit a wild guess on that one. That was like complete wild guess. I just took out that block which they were telling me to put in, and it worked. Because I don't know, fuck you, I guess. Oh, that's why we had all the Jupyter stuff. That was JUnit 5. Okay, I don't like JUnit 5. They've complicated stuff in JUnit 5. It's weirdly complex. Like, I guess it makes more sense in some way for larger projects or whatever, but JUnit 4 I've gotten along very fine with so far. I don't really see what JUnit 5 brings to the table that I need. Cool. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Alright. So one thing we will do is we will go into common utils and we will try and get rid of this stuff from here. And we will put that in a new Kotlin class. I'll call that test utils. It won't be a class, it'll be a file. And it'll be like this, right? So this way it's only accessible inside the tests. So yeah, that way when we go into day one, yeah, we can actually see this. Cool. And it's accessible only within the test, so that way we aren't screwing up anything in production, just in case, right? So, all right. 7 increases in depth. Okay, cool. So we just need to put something in the resources folder. Um, so, all right, let's go back. Jesus, this took us way too long. Holy fuck. Okay, so let's save you. I'll put this in D, workspace, Kotlin 2021, source, main resources, day01.input, and we will save the other stuff as well, but we will put that in a test resources.input thing. Let's copy you, and let's put as, can I just refactor rename this? Refactor rename utils. I misspelled utils because I'm an idiot. All right, cool. Let's put this new file day01.input, and that is that. All right, cool. So we've saved both of this. This contains yeah, just a frankly crazy number of lines. This one, yeah, all right, cool. So let's do that. Assert something, get number of depth increases. We need to do that one. And yeah, so all right, cool. Oh, frick. Okay, so how do we solve this? Right. So all we need to do is we need to loop from the first to the last element, and we need to increment count of depth increases. I'm pretty sure you can do this with a single reduce statement, actually. Can you do it with reduce? I'm actually interested in seeing if that's possible, right? So depths dot reduce or fold, I think. Yeah, so the initial is going to be 0, and the operation is going to be and the operation takes in an accumulator, and yeah, so current count, right? Current count and the next number as such, right? Or next depth, more like. Oh, I can't use a reduce, can I? Oh, I can't use a reduction because I need to know the previous one as well. Oh, that's unfortunate. Like, oh man, that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool if I could just like do it this way. I think there might still be a way to do it functionally, but yeah, fuck it. Okay. Where let's do it the boring way. Um, current count equals 0. No, for uh, depth, or no, for I don't even know if it's possible to do like a for I comma j thing in Kotlin. It probably isn't, oddly enough, but we can do uh, in index. Wait, what's it called? Depths dot indices, I guess. Yeah. Sag. Yeah, no, you don't have like standard for loops in Kotlin. Do you have standard for loops in Python? I don't think you do, right? You know what I mean. Hello from Denmark, my friend. Ask me if you can't say what? What's that word supposed to mean? What's up, pizza home? What language is that in? I don't even know what that means. How long have you been writing Kotlin? Oh, a year, a little over a year now. It's just I've been writing Java for a lot longer and I've sort of been switching from that. Oh, Danish. Okay. I have no idea how that word is supposed to be pronounced. Is this Kone? I don't fucking know. I don't know how that word's supposed to be pronounced. What does that even mean? That's probably not what the Yeah, I mean, it definitely is Danish. I don't know what the word means, and since all the results are in Danish, I I still don't know what the word means. I suppose translate. Oh, I love you. Oh, awesome! Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know what this translate.goog is. That a thing? Huh? Okay. Google Translate gives us something else entirely, and I have no idea what any of this means. Woman professionally cooking for larger parties in private homes? Huh. Okay. I'll take you at your word. I'll take you at your word. Thank you very much. I love you too, man. How's it going? Um. Anyway, so for this, all we gotta do is if uh depths of I. Okay. So yeah. All right. The first thing we need to do is if I is the last element, depths dot last index, then brick, right? Now all we need to do is if depths of I plus 1 greater than depths of I, then in that case current count plus plus, right? That's it, and return current count. That's pretty much all we need to do. And if we call this now, I hope we should see that it succeeds. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Oh, can't find the path specified. That's weird. Resources day 01 dot input. Wait, maybe the path was supposed to be src main resources src. Oh, it was supposed to start from src. I think that was the problem. Let's just go there. Src main resources src test resources, right? So yeah, that's it. Let's do that, and fantastic, it passes, right? So 7, that's correct, and let us now use this to solve the other one. We don't need this mod function yet. Eventually we will. I know that for a fact. We will definitely have the mod function being used somewhere. Cool. No, so this is the actual one. Let's just go into. So this is part one, right? Actually, wait. Does that? What's the syntax for? Yeah, part one. Okay, cool. There we go. So test function. Let's call it get result of part one. I don't think I can put brackets or anything. So part one number of depth increases. Okay, cool. Solver equals day 01, day 01 dot prod. All right, and println solver dot get number of depth increases. So let's run that. And it passes, of course it does, but we need the result, which we will paste here. We will submit, and that's cool. All right, part two. Let's solve that super quick. All right, so yeah, part two. Considering every single measurement isn't as useful as you expected, there's just too much noise in the data. Instead, consider sums of a 3 measurement sliding window. Again, considering the above example. All right, so 199A, AB, ABC. So that's a 3 measurement sliding window. Okay. Start by comparing the first and second 3 measurement windows. Wait, what? D, B, C, D, C, D, E, D, F, E, F, G, F, G, H. Okay. So it's basically like, yeah. So it's like, it's first, it's only this, and then these two, and then these three, and then it'll be these three, I guess. Yeah, at this point, like B, C, D, right? Yeah. And then, yeah, and so on, right? So it's these three, and so on, right? The measurements in the first window are marked A. Oh, it's more like okay. Okay. You look at it vertically. Okay, so it's like A is these three, and then B, and then C, and okay. Yeah, I was right. So their sum is 199. Okay, second window is marked B. Sum of measurements in the second window is larger. The first comparison increased. Goal is to now count the number of times the sum of measurements in the sliding window increases from the previous sum. So compare A with B, B with C, C with D, and so on. Stop when there aren't enough measurements left to create a new 3 measurement sum. The sum of each 3 measurement window is as follows. There are 5 sums, right? So okay, so let's write the test for that, right? So given test input, we see 5 increases in sliding window depth, right? Solver equals day 01, day 01 dot test. All right, and then assert equals let's put that as 5 solver dot get sliding window depth increases. Let's call it that. Create member function. Cool. That returns an int, right? To do. Okay, and if we go back to the test, let's just close everything else because we don't exactly require it. Yeah, so if we go over here and we run this function, of course it fails because it's not implemented, right? So we have a not implemented error. Let's go here and implement this, right? So again, var current count equals 0, right? And how I want to do this is, yeah, so for I in depths dot indices, we need to do this way, right? We have to stop when we find that the sliding window is like, so it's essentially the two windows that we're going to compare are going to be so comparing I plus 1, I plus 2, right? These two, right? With I plus 1, I plus 2, and I plus 3. So the largest one is I plus 3. And if I plus 3 is greater than the last index, then in that case we have to break, right? So if I plus 3 is greater than depths dot last index, because in that case we can't fetch it anymore, right? So we break, right? Yeah, so val sliding window 1 equals, or window A, I'll just call it window A, right? Equals depths of I plus depths of I plus 1 plus depths of I plus 2, right? And let's just copy that, paste that there, and we'll call this window B. Is I plus 1, I plus 2, and I plus 3. So that's gonna be poof, and depths of I plus 3, right? So I think there's a way to take a sublist. I don't remember how that's done. Like depths or sublist. Oh yeah. Or sublist, or is that like slice indices int range? Yeah. So we can just do it this way. I plus 2, right? So that's kind of both inclusive. So what does slice give us? It gives us a list containing yeah. So dot sum, right? That's a much neater way of writing that. So I'm gonna replace it with that. Probably runs slightly slower, but I don't really care, right? So it's gonna be I plus 1 to I plus 3, right? Dot sum. So indices, yeah, int range, right? Okay, so and this is range from this value to this specified other value. I think it's both inclusive. Let's see, right? We'll know soon enough. So if window A less than window B, then current count plus plus, right? Or window B greater than window A, either or, and then return current count, right? They said strictly increasing, right? Increases, yeah. Okay, so if we do this and we just run the test, passes, fantastic. And I think that's gonna be the end of what we do here. We spent a lot of time. Get result of part 2. Sliding window depth increases, right? Solver equals day 01 dot prod. So we want the production variant of this, and println solver dot sliding window depth increases. Let's just run that. It should run instantly, and we have 1858, which I think should be the right answer. Submit it, and PogChamp. Alright, cool. So we have actually solved both. The next puzzle drops in 11 hours, which means that when I do my next stream, which will be tomorrow night, we should be having this question live as well. So we can actually solve that, right? So yeah. I think yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do in this particular session. I think it's like the question itself was super short. I did okay. One thing we will do is we'll push our code to Git, right? So the first thing we have to do git ignore generator. I forgot what that is called. Yeah, there we go. Git ignore.io. All right. So operating systems ID. So it's definitely IntelliJ and Kotlin and Gradle, right? Let's just create that. So for Kotlin, what do I have actually? Kotlin, we don't really have anything ignored. Kotlin specific. We have something for Gradle, of course. Like, so if I search Gradle, there it is. And if I search IntelliJ, actually, yeah. But Kotlin, we have class files, log files. Here's the Python solution. Uh, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's something similar I can do in Kotlin for this. Um, X greater than Y for X comma Y in zip. Oh yeah, there is zip. I completely forgot that zip exists. There is zip. We do have zip. I actually completely forgot that zip exists. We don't exactly need to do this. Zip nums comma 3 sum of X greater than Y for X comma Y in. Wait. This won't work because for the second part of the question, you have to sum up the numbers themselves. You need to sum. Wait, what? Sum of X greater than Y for X comma Y in this zip. So you are comparing. So the zip will basically have the entire. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So you're passing in the entire array and the entire array with 3 to infinity. That will solve part 1 for you. That'll solve part 1, not part 2. Part 2 has the sliding window thing. Actually, this won't solve part 1 either. This will compare the first number. This will compare the first number and the third number for each. What's the difference between the window ABC and BCD? And when will the latter be? Oh my freaking god! You're right. You're right. You're right. If we have to add the first, second, and third number, a second, third, and fourth number, we only have to compare the first and the fourth. Holy shit. How did I not think of that? Damn, okay, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah, that'll work then. That'll work. We do have zip in Kotlin. I completely forgot it existed. It's wait, it's called something else, I think. Kotlin zip. Yeah, there it is. List A, list. Yeah. So it's like you can actually do it as nums list, and you can pass in like a num range for the other one. Yeah, because your integer range is also considered. Yeah. You can just use slice actually for that. You can just use slice for that. So it's basically gonna be indices. No, depths zip depths dot slice 3 to, I think, or wait, I don't know if it's dot slice or dot sublist, I think. Can you just give a from index and no to index? There is a way for, you just basically need to count how many I are greater than I minus 3. Solve this in 10 minutes. Good shit, dude. Yeah, no. My brain is honestly not working anymore. Like it's completely dead. I have been in corporate hell for quite long. So yeah. Totally forgot. I forgot most of these like convenience methods and all that stuff as well. Like Kotlin has a lot in its standard library. It's insane. But I honestly don't remember any of it. It's so easy to forget. That's the worst part. Where's the getting now? There it is. Let's just copy paste you. Source Gradle advent of code new file dot get ignore. Let's paste that in here. Cool. Is there anything specific I want to ignore out of this, or like anything I want to remove from the ignore? I don't think so. Okay, let's do a get status. Oh, get NF. There we go. So we add the get ignore and dot idea. What do we add? Okay, actually let's just do a get add dot and we'll see what happens. Right, so these are all the files, right? So there's a get ignore inside idea as well. which I was not aware of. Yeah, so it does ignore workspace and stuff. That's good. Code styles, compiler, jar repositories, miscellaneous run configurations. Mm, Code style config, I think, is the one that makes it such that I use tabs instead of spaces. No, it's not. I thought it was. In one of them, there's something that makes it use tabs instead of spaces. I don't know which one that is. Yeah, I don't know what this workspacing is. Okay. Miscellaneous, I guess it has some stuff. Okay, this is the JDK. Run configurations, builder, Gradle, properties, wrapper, Gradle W, all of that needs to be checked in. Yes. And of course the files. Alright, cool. Cool, git commit -m day 1. Right? Okay. And let's push that on GitHub and we will end the stream. New repository. Advent of code 2021. There is a hyphen, right? Yeah. Optional. Public. I don't want to add anything. Yeah, I mean, cool, cool. Ba, 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 ba. All right. VCS.xml, so there's a VCS.xml as well. Yeah, okay. Cool. There we go. Yeah, I'll add a readme later on. With I think the thing I used to use, Advent of Code 2020, I think the thing I used to use, the stream badge, stopped working, unfortunately. Like this thing has, yeah, it's just streambadge.com. I don't think works anymore. Yeah, it'll give me 2 warnings back to back. I don't think this works anymore. Twitch, dark. Unless the URL has changed for some reason. It says offline. Yeah, this has no idea what's going on. Do you know of a service? Stream badge. No, there's a chat badges guide. I have no idea. I'll Google that later. Fuck that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this involved me opening like 15 tabs because of all this nonsense. But yeah, it works finally. Took a while. Took a while. I I actually completely, absolutely didn't realize that you just needed to compare the first and the fourth, like I with I plus 4 essentially, or yeah, or I plus 3, I guess. Yeah, in terms of indexes. So it's like 0, index 0 versus index 3, index 1 versus index 4, and so on. I didn't realize that that's all you needed to compare. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Anyway, that's it is what it is. Cool. This was pretty fun. An hour and a half for no good reason, but yeah. Uh, I will continue this tomorrow with the next problem and so on. Hopefully, the next ones should be a lot quicker because we have everything set up and everything should be working now. We shouldn't have an issue with any of the libraries. So yeah, cool. That's about it from me for today. Stream went on for a lot longer than I expected. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.